As a species, we are driven by an innate, almost primal instinct to understand. We look at the world around us, at the intricate dance of life and the silent march of geology, and we ask, how? This fundamental curiosity, this unquenchable thirst for knowledge, is the very engine of our progress. It is the force that has propelled us from the simplest of tools to the complexities of the digital age, allowing us to unravel the secrets of the cosmos and the building blocks of life itself. We have mapped the stars, decoded genomes, and split the atom, all in our relentless pursuit of answers. And yet, for all our accumulated wisdom and technological prowess, our planet still holds its secrets close. There remain corners of this world, pockets of existence, where the familiar laws of nature seem to bend and warp. Here, strange and bewildering phenomena persist, defying our neat classifications and challenging the very limits of our scientific understanding. These are the places that remind us that we are still merely visitors here, guests in a world far older and more mysterious than we can fully comprehend. Today, I invite you to join me on a journey to these enigmatic frontiers. We will venture to the edges of the known world, exploring a collection of Earth's most puzzling places. These are locations that have stumped scientists, inspired legends, and continue to captivate the human imagination. From relentless lightning storms to forests that dance and waterfalls that vanish into the earth, we will confront the mysteries that our world has yet to yield. This is an exploration of the unexplained. Our journey begins in the humid basin of northwestern Venezuela, at the mouth of the Catatumbo River, where it meets the vast expanse of Lake Maracaibo. Here, a truly extraordinary atmospheric spectacle unfolds with breathtaking regularity. As dusk settles over the water, the sky begins to flicker, then erupts into a silent, celestial ballet of light. This is the Catatumbo lightning, a phenomenon so reliable it occurs on average 260 nights a year for up to 10 hours at a time, producing an astonishing number of flashes per hour. This is not a fleeting summer storm. It is a near-permanent fixture of this unique corner of the world. For centuries, sailors have used this lighthouse of Maracaibo as a natural navigational beacon. Its relentless, silent flashes can be seen from hundreds of kilometers away, a constant in a world of change. But what fuels this incredible atmospheric engine? The scientific community remains in a state of vigorous debate. The leading theory points to a perfect confluence of local topography and wind patterns. The Andes Mountains, which cradle the lake basin on three sides, trap warm, moist air rising from the Caribbean. As these winds collide with cooler air descending from the mountains, a powerful electrical charge builds, resulting in this spectacular perpetual storm. However, this explanation is not universally accepted. Other hypotheses suggest a role for the significant deposits of uranium in the bedrock, or the methane gas that bubbles up from the oil-rich deposits beneath the lake bed. Could these elements be ionizing the air, making it more conducive to such an immense and sustained electrical discharge? Despite modern meteorological tools and countless studies, the precise combination of factors that makes the Catatumbo lightning so uniquely intense and predictable remains an elusive puzzle. It is a powerful reminder that even the air we breathe can hold profound mysteries. We travel now across the Pacific to the island province of Bohol in the Philippines. Here, the landscape transforms into something otherworldly, something almost whimsical. Scattered across the plains are over 1,000 perfectly formed, conical mounds, geological formations known as the Chocolate Hills. During the wet season, they are covered in a vibrant green grass, but as the dry season arrives, this vegetation withers and turns a rich chocolatey brown, giving the hills their delectable name. From any viewpoint, the scene is surreal. A seemingly endless panorama of these symmetrical domes stretching to the horizon. The scientific explanation for their formation points to a long and patient geological process. These are karst formations, created from marine limestone deposits uplifted from the seafloor over millennia. The combined action of rainwater erosion, surface water, and subterranean rivers has worked to sculpt the soluble limestone, dissolving it and carving out these peculiar haystack-like shapes. Weathering has smoothed their surfaces, leaving behind the uniform, gently sloping mounds we see today. It is a testament to the power of water and time to create natural art on a monumental scale. Yet local legends offer a more romantic and dramatic origin. One popular tale speaks of two feuding giants who hurled rocks and boulders at one another for days. Exhausted and eventually reconciled, they left the battlefield, forgetting to clean up the mess they had made, which became the hills. Another story tells of a heartbroken giant whose tears pooled to form the mounds. For the thousands of tourists who visit, and for the local people, these stories add a layer of magic to the scientific wonder, making the Chocolate Hills not just a geological curiosity, but a place full of myth and imagination. Our next destination takes us to a desolate patch of desert in the Mapimi Biosphere Reserve in northern Mexico. This area, known as the Zona del Silencio, or the Zone of Silence, has earned its name and reputation for a series of bizarre and unexplained phenomena. It lies on the same parallel north as the Bermuda Triangle and the Pyramids of Giza, a fact that enthusiasts of the paranormal are quick to point out. Visitors and researchers have reported a host of strange occurrences here, the most famous of which is a complete and unnerving deadening of radio signals. Compasses spin erratically, and modern communications equipment simply fails to function. The strange properties of this region first gained widespread attention in 1970, when an unarmed Athena test missile launched from a US base in Utah went wildly off course and crashed here. The mission to recover the rocket was fraught with technical difficulties, as communication equipment repeatedly failed. This event cemented the zone's reputation as a place where the normal laws of physics seemed to be suspended. Since then, stories have abounded of strange lights in the sky, encounters with mysterious, fair-haired humanoids, and a general sense of unease that pervades the landscape. Scientists have proposed more grounded explanations for the electromagnetic disturbances. The area is known to have high levels of magnetite and uranium, and it's theorized that these underground mineral deposits could be creating a magnetic anomaly that interferes with radio waves. The region is also a hotspot for meteorite activity, and some speculate that the metallic composition of ancient meteorite debris in the soil contributes to the effect. And yet, no single theory fully accounts for the sheer breadth of reported phenomena. The Zone of Silence remains a place of profound quiet, where questions far outnumber the answers. We venture now to a narrow spit of land separating the Koronian Lagoon from the Baltic Sea. Here, in Russia's Kaliningrad Oblast, lies a pine forest unlike any other on Earth. As you step among the trees, a sense of disorientation takes hold. The trunks do not grow straight and true towards the sky. Instead, they twist and contort into bizarre, inexplicable shapes. Some are bent into complete rings, others spiral like corkscrews, and many are gnarled into knots, as if tied by a giant hand. This peculiar grove, planted in the 1960s, is known as the Dancing Forest, and it presents a baffling botanical mystery. Observing these trees, one is struck by the sheer variety of their deformities. It's not a uniform bending caused by a prevailing wind. Each tree seems to have its own unique, tortured posture. Only a specific section of the forest is affected, and strangely, the trees planted just meters away grow perfectly straight. This localization of the phenomenon has stumped botanists and forestry experts for decades. What force could so dramatically alter the growth of these pines in such a concentrated area, leaving their immediate neighbors entirely untouched? The effect is both beautiful and, honestly, deeply unsettling. Several theories have been put forward. One of the most common is that the unique combination of sandy soil and strong, gusty winds from the sea has forced the young saplings to grow in these strange patterns. Another possibility is damage caused by the pine shoot moth caterpillar, which, by eating the apical buds, could force the tree to grow from a lateral bud, causing a bend. More esoteric ideas range from unknown geochemical anomalies in the soil to a kind of energy vortex, but none of these theories fully explains why only this one small patch of forest dances to its own silent, twisted rhythm. In the Judge C.R. Magny State Park in Minnesota, USA, the Brule River flows through a rugged, rocky landscape on its way to Lake Superior. About a mile and a half from the lake, it reaches a peculiar rock outcropping and splits in two. One side of the waterfall cascades down a two-step drop and continues its journey downstream in a perfectly normal fashion. But the other side, the western side, is where the mystery begins. This stream plunges into a deep, cylindrical pothole in the rock, a chasm known as the Devil's Kettle, and simply vanishes. No one knows where the water goes. The sheer volume of water entering the kettle is immense, half the flow of a significant river. Logic dictates that this water must re-emerge somewhere. The most obvious assumption is that it flows through an underground passage and resurfaces somewhere in Lake Superior. To test this, researchers have thrown countless objects into the kettle, hoping to see them wash up in the lake. They've used brightly colored dice, thousands of ping pong balls, and even GPS trackers. Not a single one has ever been found. The river seems to swallow them whole. Recent geological studies have offered a potential, though not yet definitively proven, solution. Hydrologists now believe that the water doesn't travel far at all. They theorize that the powerful current circulates at the bottom of the kettle with such force that it pulverizes anything thrown in, before rejoining the main flow of the river just a short distance downstream, below the surface. This would explain why the water volume measured below the falls is roughly the same as that measured above it. And yet, without being able to trace a single object or die marker, a shadow of doubt remains. The Devil's Kettle continues to guard its dark secret. Our final mystery takes us to the shimmering heat of the Tema Oasis in Saudi Arabia. Here, standing alone in the vast desert, is a geological marvel that seems to defy the laws of physics, the Al-Nazla Rock Formation. This colossal sandstone boulder is remarkable for two reasons. Firstly, it is split down the middle with a perfectly straight, laser-like precision, as if an immense blade has sliced it cleanly in two. The gap is so uniform you could run a ruler down it. The two halves, weighing hundreds of tons, stand parallel to one another, separated by just a few inches. The second, and perhaps even greater, mystery is how these two massive pieces of rock remain standing at all. They are balanced precariously atop their own tiny, naturally formed pedestals. The base of each half has been eroded away by wind and sand over countless eons, leaving them supported by a footprint that seems impossibly small to bear such an immense weight. For centuries, this incredible formation has stood against the forces of gravity and the harsh desert winds, a silent monument to an unknown process. Geologists suggest that the perfect split is likely a natural joint, a fracture in the rock that was weakened and then prized apart by cycles of freezing and thawing water, a process known as frost wedging. The sandblasting effect of the wind would have then scoured and smoothed the surfaces. The pedestals are a classic example of differential erosion, where softer rock at the base wears away faster than the harder rock above. While this scientific explanation is plausible, it struggles to convey the sheer perfection and improbability of the final result. Looking at Al-Nazla, it's easy to understand why some speculate about ancient, lost technologies, or even extraterrestrial intervention. It remains an icon of natural mystery. Our journey has taken us across the globe, from the thunderous skies of Venezuela to the silent deserts of Arabia. We have witnessed phenomena that challenge our understanding and landscapes that ignite our imagination. These places, the everlasting storm, the confectionery hills, the silent zone, the dancing forest, the vanishing waterfall, and the impossible rock, serve as powerful emblems of the enduring mystery of our own planet. They are a humbling reminder that for all we have learned, for all the complex models we have built, our knowledge is but an island in a vast ocean of the unknown. This is the very essence of exploration. It is not just about mapping new territories, but about confronting the limits of our own perception. These puzzles are not failures of science, they are invitations. They call to the curious, to the next generation of geologists, meteorologists, physicists, and dreamers, challenging them to look closer, to to think differently, and to ask new questions. The desire to solve these riddles is the same impulse that has driven every great discovery in human history. It is the joy of the chase, the thrill of a question that has not yet found its answer. So as we leave these enigmatic locations, let us carry with us not a sense of frustration, but a renewed sense of wonder. Our world is not a finished book to be read, but a living, breathing story that is still being written. There are more secrets buried beneath the sands, hidden in the depths of the oceans and whispered on the winds. And the greatest adventure of all is to be here, now, with the chance to listen to the story and perhaps to help uncover the next chapter. The earth is full of wonders, waiting to be discovered.